Welcome y'all. Welcome if it's your first time to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. I super appreciate it. This is Missy, aka Mama Fox, and we are on build number 5. Can you believe it, folks? 5. We've got 4 hours into this build already, and we have completed our single room. This is our revolving food house. Yeah, I had to think for a second. What are we doing? The revolving food house. So we've got our bar installed. We've got our lights up underneath here. We've got our shelf and our little house kitchenware holder. And then we have, I think this is so cute. We made this last time, our little sushi bowl, salad bowl. I don't know exactly what it is. Sushi bowl, yeah, that's what it says, sushi bowl. We've got our little cutting board with some little lemons and a knife on there. Super cute. We've got a couple boxes left over from our previous builds that we have not used yet. So I'm just going to scoot these over to the side here so we can get going. Maybe I'll move them if it lets me, or I'll just tip them all upside down. That's okay. We're gonna keep moving along. Okay, hold on, not smart. I put everything on the lid and I gotta get into the box. Come on, Missy. So we're gonna put these in. This is my little container, just a little Tupperware dish that I picked up at the Dollar Tree to hold everything in. I dump out my little baggies and then I put my completed ones in here. So we're going to just jump in. We're going to make a wine bottle. So a little bead, a little top that I didn't pick up, our little top here, and then we need a label. 28. Oh, it's a little tiny one too. This little circle we're gonna just stick on the front of the wine bottle. So I'm gonna cut this out super quickly. Just turning my paper as I go instead of my knife makes it easier for me to cut round bits. Almost done. Yeah, that was a quick one. There we go. And we're just going to take, now it's got Chinese writing and I have no idea what it says, so I'm just going with the picture on which way is up. Which I have it upside down. Turn, turn, turn. So according to the picture, whoop, it's gonna go that way. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of my Aleene's tacky glue on here, and then and then dump it. Where did I not put glue at? Okay, I'm just gonna stick it right on the front of this. This is a nice wide little button, so it should lay pretty flatly. Flatly, is that a word? I'm on a roll today. Oh, no, I think I just moved it. Yeah, I just moved it right off the edge. It's because I turned it a little bit. I wanted to get it straight again. There we go. Just right up on there. And actually I'm going to leave that on there because I'm now going to put my glue on the top. put our itty bitty bead. Whoop. I thought I dropped the big bead. I dropped the little one off my finger. And do our best to just stick that. Nope. Nope, nope. I lost my glue on the outside. And I've smeared it everywhere. Sorry folks, let me try this again. Boy, I'm not starting off strong today, or am I? Or in this video. It's okay, we'll get better. Come on, unstick from my finger. Maybe I just lay it down. If it'll unstick from my finger. Okay. There we go. A little crooked, so try to straighten it out. The bead itself is a little crooked, so we're going to have a crooked bottle top. Because I tell you, if I mess with this too much, I'm going to ruin it again. So, sorry if that was off camera. Alright, there is our little, it says wine bottle. I wonder if that's like a sake bottle. I don't eat sushi, so, and I've never had sake before, so I don't know if that's a sake bottle or not. That kind of makes sense. Alright, so we're just going to set this to the side off of my tweezers so it can dry. Maybe. Come on. Oh, you guys, I'm having a moment. I do apologize. That was crazy. Okay. I'm going to take a breath. Wow. Alright, we've got some stuff to build. We're going to see how fast we can get it done. So I need, this is on the cardstock. So again, thicker. It's a little tray. Yeah, we're gonna make a tray. So just gonna cut out around this, keeping my blade straight, which I was not straight there for a second. It's okay. I always just if you have to come up off of the cutting, just come on up, readjust. Like that. I got off roads for a minute. That's okay, we'll fix it. Okay. Got a little bit of trim on this side here. And then on this side a little bit too. Alright, and now I know we're going to use these two plates here. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut them out. I don't know. Oh, I don't know when we're using them. Oh, there they are. Okay. I see. Oh, I went way off-roading there. See here? Can you see how far off I went? I don't know if you can see that. That's okay. I'm just going to basically start over from where I kind of lost it, and then I hope that inside cut, well, it is what it is. I mean, I've cut them bad enough before that I've had to glue them together. You know, circles are not the easiest thing to do. You might have better luck with scissors. I don't, however. So I'm okay with however it turns out. Turns out, yeah, I got a little flat-sided here. That's okay. Then I'm going to cut out, what I'm going to do, I'm going to Maybe that's what my problem was. Maybe I tried to cut it inside of there, so I'm going to try it this way. And I can turn it better because the paper's smaller for me. I know you might have trouble seeing me right now. Sorry. I cannot zoom when I'm in video record, which sucks. I wish I could zoom in for you guys, but I am new at this and I'm still playing around and trying to get the gist of it all. So if you have any suggestions, let me know in the comment section and I take those all into account. Now I kind of left a little bit of trim. Not too bad. I did better on this one. So remember that pen that I did earlier on my last one on the cutting board? Now it's actually telling me to do that. It did not tell me to do that on the cutting board. Although it was brown, and so I used the brown marker. They're now telling me to paint or to mark the edges black. So I just have a fine point Sharpie. I have another Sharpie somewhere, a thicker one. I don't know where it went though. So just take a second or two longer. I'm just gonna blacken these edges. Maybe if I can, oh, pen doesn't want to stay where I want to put it. I don't know if they got that corner very good. Maybe next time I should dig out my bigger Sharpie. It'd probably be a bit easier. This keeps trying to just get the plastic of the pen on there, which has no ink on it. Okay, and then the plates are blue, really, but yeah, it does show them being inked. It shows a picture of before when you can see the white edge, then it shows a picture after where you cannot see the white edge. So that's fine. We'll just run this around the circle, around the edge of the plate. Now remember, folks, if you've been here before, you know. If you're new, I do this in real time. I don't pause the camera for anything. I don't go off screen and prepare anything. What you see me do is what you have to do these kits. I wanted to add a little extra piece of cardboard here. I can't get off. I'm gonna gouge into it. Dang it. Just let go. Let go. There you go. Okay, sorry about that. What was I saying? Oh, real time. I wanted, in case anybody wanted to see everything it entails to do one of these kits. Maybe you haven't done one before and you're thinking about it, and how much time does it actually take, you know, because these do take some time. These are just one room houses, and I think my first one or my second one, I've done 3. This is my 4th one. This is my first video of the kit though. One of my first 2, they took me between like 8 and 9 hours. Now that's it doesn't seem like that long of a time, but considering it's just one room, I thought it did take a bit. But I've done full houses that have taken me, 4, 5, 6 days, and I've worked on this one less because I've been recording it. Because like whether my phone's on charge or whatever reason I can't record, I don't work on it. Or normally I would be done with this already. Like my first ones I did in a day. This is day 2 for me, and I've recorded 2 videos each day. So it's different. It's making me slow down a bit. Okay. Alright, we got those done. Now we're gonna cut up a bit of our little sushi. Set our little sake bottle in there. Okay, we want the red and white stripes. I'm just gonna move these up to the corners because they'll come in a bit. Okay, we need 0.1 centimeter. The right one's right, yeah. So very thin cut. I don't measure these. They usually give you a little bit extra, so a little bit of excuse me, a little bit of leeway on them. And then with the wave pattern of going across, I'm going to cut so that like a little bit less than 1/3 off of each, so that the center is bigger than the sides. They wanted me to measure, I'm not measuring. Okay, and we're just going to use the center because it's bigger, and I need 3 of those centers. So it does pay to read the directions. So I'm going to cut 2 more pieces, and I'm going to cut off just a little, maybe like 1/4 on each side, so that I have a bigger chunk of that center. And then do it to our 3rd one. That one's not quite as big. I got a little bit extra on that side, but that's okay. So I'm just showing you how we've got the 3 steaks over here and how these sides were cut smaller than that centerpiece. So it gives us some bigger center cuts. Alright, I don't know if we're going to use those little pieces, but I'm going to put our 3 steak pieces in the center here. And then we're going to get the leaf one. The leaf one is so cute. And we want it to be 0.2 centimeters, so slightly bigger. It's still pretty thin. And then we're gonna, it says cut into small parts and divide evenly into 2 small parts. Okay. So I'm gonna cut it down the center. So basically we want 2 little piles, but we want them to be cut very small. I cut this one they're a little bit uneven, but that's okay. So I'm just gonna go in and just kind of chop them up. Oh, am I not going all the way through the bottom? Whoop, don't be flicking around anywhere. I mean, tweezers are good, but they're so dang tiny. Okay, so we've got one little pile here. I'm going to take the second half and cut them up. That one went a bit easier because I kind of knew what I was doing. We're going to have a little pile there. Okay, and then we're going to take the lemon. You kind of see this one. I've gotten this one in many kits. And we want 0.15, so kind of in between the two that I just did. Okay, and then we're going to cut it directly in half. See, I can do something in half. And then we're just going to move it up the way. Okay, now this is something I've not seen before. So, in the last one, when we made our little sushi bowl, we took what is essentially that used as little flowers. They use these little flowers, and they come, there's generally another one of these little pods on this end, and we cut it off and put it as the base of our sushi bowl, so the little pieces didn't fall down in there. Well, they're technically having me use this line, it's not twine, I can't, it's like string, but it's like kind of rigid a little bit. I've never used this for anything, guys. I've always just cut it off. So, okay, we're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna cut off that little flower pod, because we are going to use those in a minute. And then we're just going to try to think if I want which glue I want. I think I'm gonna start with a little bit of Aleene's tacky glue. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll this. So I'm not very good at this. I'll admit I did it at some like Japanese settings houses, and they had like the big twine, like this stuff that we had to roll to make seats for the ground. And I'll admit, my first one I gave up. I did not complete them. In that kit we put a little paper cushion over top, and I literally just stuck the paper cushions to the ground. And then on my second kit that I got, that was a bigger house, they kind of went together. I did excellent. I don't know what the difference was, but I did so good on twisting them, and then I didn't even need them. I was so bummed. So I don't think I've twisted something this small. We're gonna give it a shot. I'm just gonna use my tweezers to get it started, to give me that little bend, that I need, because otherwise it's really hard to get that going. And then I'm just gonna try to roll it. It's not gonna roll. It's too stiff. It's not gonna roll. Okay, well let's I'm gonna put a little bit more glue up the thread a little bit, so if I can get it to go in on itself, it'll stay. I'm sorry you can't see this. It's to my finger. I'll show you in just a second. But I've kind of just gotta manhandle it for a second. Because it's not really rolling. I'm literally having to turn it each turn and get glue all over myself. Okay, well, we've got it started, like a very tiny little start to it. So I'm literally just going to put a little more glue, and then twist it another time, a little more glue. Oh, please don't scatter all my pieces. I'm just gonna keep doing this and hope it works. The glue finger dance. Get that glue off your fingers. Kind of press and hold for a sec. This is so weird. Yeah, it says the line, so it doesn't give me any measurements, it just says to use the line, so I'm gonna do the whole thing. And, but funny, on the tray it looks really small. Like, this is kind of getting bigger and bigger. We'll see. Love this glue. Oh, it's funny. So like when you're a little kid, or when you have little kids and they come to the dinner table, you're always like, did you wash your hands? Because you're afraid they've been out like playing in the dirt, or with the animals, or whatever kids get into. I go to fix it in my dinner plate, and my mom says, did you wash the glue off your hands? So we're not worried about me playing in dirt, but glue, definitely. I generally am constantly peeling glue, days and days, especially when I get into the super glue. It looks like I'm doing nothing, but I am getting it twisted in on itself. It's just that you've got to put a lot of glue so that because you never know like what side is where it's going to hit, and then where does that extra glue go? It's got to squeeze out the sides, which then is onto my fingers, of course. Maybe if I use the tweezers. No, I still gotta manhandle it. Which means still getting glue on my fingers. It's okay. It's part of the process. Okay, so I'm gonna finish gluing up this line. And it's funny because this line right in the center for some reason was like tinted pink a little bit. They have all colors, these. They even have an orange one in there with an orange line. This was white, so I had a white line, but in the center was pink. So in the center of my roll is kind of, not the center of my roll, where the center pieces would hit is pink. Come on, roll, 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 roll. Okay, almost done, almost done, almost done. Let's just flatten you out there. Get that in to stay. Oh, I just need this little bit to stay. I think I did it, guys. Oh, please straighten out. Get the glue off there. Come on, come off my fingers. Okay. Well, for better or worse, this is what they had me do. I don't know. So we're gonna set it down. Give all that glue just a moment to dry. Like I said, it's the Aleene's tacky glue, so it is tacky. It's just, it'll dry. Okay, so like 32. So now we've got to cut out a little bit more. Oh wait, 32 is our tray. And then we need 10, we need this long leaf here. Don't tell me my blade's already getting dull. Okay, so we're gonna not cut in my shadow, and then I can't see my line. Just go around the leaf. I'm hitting my pieces, okay? There we go. And you know I'll like when it comes out and leaves the piece whole. So we're going to put this across here. So like a leaf bowl, like you know how you would put a leaf down on the bottom of a bowl, and we're working with paper, so let's glue this baby down. It does kind of show whatever that red is. It's too bad it covers up. It's really pretty. It's really pretty tray. Okay, and we're going to take, remember this little white flower that I cut off? We're gonna get another one, and we're gonna cut both of them off. There's one on each end. Now, typically I throw this away, but I'm just looking real quick. No, I'm not going to use it anymore. I was just like, are they going to have me use more of this? No, they're not, so I'm just going to throw this away then. Okay, so what we're going to do is these three, I'm going to lay them out before I glue everything. So these three are going to go 3 pieces on the leaf. And then these 3 stakes, the white and red lined little stakes are going to go on top. Whoop. Okay. Okay, we can do that. All right, so I think I'm going to just use the tacky glue to put the white ones down. And sometimes you just check with the little flower. Sometimes there's a flatter edge, sometimes not. I don't know how they're made, but they're like little tiny balls all clumped together. And yeah. So I just, if you're gonna lay it flat or put on something, I just kind of give it a circular look and see which side may be flatter than the other. And sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. It's okay. They'll lay there. Okay, so this is our third. Whoop, 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 whoop. Not moving shit. Sorry, moving stuff around. Okay, so our 3 rice. I think those would be like the rice, little rice piles. Like I said, I don't eat sushi. I don't know what they're called. So now I am going to go ahead and, how do I want to do this? I think I want to put a drop of glue on top of the rice. Because the way that it kind of goes down, this might not touch every bit of it, but it'll touch like the center. Yeah, so then I can just kind of smooth it out. That's how we're gonna do this. Just put that glue drop right. I'm gonna just go ahead and do it on both. Do it right in the center. No need to go to the edges. Oh, I did that twice now. And then a third one. I think these are these supposed to be like the salmon steaks, maybe like the little salmon steaks? So we've got the rice and the salmon steaks in there. Okay, now we're gonna turn this tray around, because remember how I put it on one side and I left that like red whatever decoration? We're gonna turn it around so I can work on the other side. So this line that I made, and they literally call it the C25 line, it's gonna go on this front corner, but one side's a little bit flatter than the others. Okay, so this front left corner is a little bit bigger because the way the leaf narrows down. So that's gonna sit there on the corner. And then we're gonna take one of our little piles of green. Remember we made 2 piles? That's because one of them we're gonna use here. But I don't, oh, that's the decoration. It looked like there was more red. Okay. So we're just gonna make a little pile of glue, kind of like we did in our sushi bowl. And then I'm just gonna drop some of these on there. Oh, throwing my tweezers. So I've got like 2 little pieces that didn't make it, and there's no more glue, so I'm just gonna put on top of it little, come on little guy, go home. A little drop of glue so that I can set them on top of it, and they'll stay. Unless he wants to stay on my tweezers. He does. Go home. It's because I keep touching the glue. I can't help it. Okay, stick to the glue, stick to the glue, stick to the glue. There we go. Okay, and then we're gonna take on the last corner our 2 pieces of lemon. And so I'm gonna put just a line down for the bottom one. Gonna go there, and then the next one's gonna kind of lay just the tip on top, and it's gonna go down to the pan, to the plate, to the whatever we're working on, the tray. They don't really want to lay like that, obviously, because you can't do nothing my way, can you? So we'll just work with it until we find, there we go. So it doesn't really go down to the tray, it just kind of sits on that top corner. And if you would stay there, I would be okay with that, but you do not want to stay how I put you. There we go. Okay, so we've got our little sushi tray. And then on the back side, we've got the lemon, and I don't know what everything's called. Wasabi, is that wasabi? The green stuff is supposed to be wasabi, I think. That's the hot stuff, huh? Stuff even if I ate sushi, I would never touch. And noodles, maybe? I don't know. So, okay. But that's cute. That's cute. That's cute. So we're going to put it in our little protective thing, and we're going to keep moving on. So our next step is to take, we get one of these orange flowers, and we're going to cut the flower base off of each one. So there's one. Whoop. And there's 2. And then we're not using the line. So we're going to toss that. Now, okay, this is showing that, so they're kind of a little bit of cone shape because that bottom piece was attached to the wire. We're going to cut off just like maybe a 1/4 of that little end. So I'm going to use my X-Acto knife because this is pretty small, and I don't want to just totally wreck everything with my scissors. There we go. Oh, that was easier than I thought. So we still have the big pieces, and now we have 2 little pieces. Okay, so we need another white flower, and we're going to take off the 2 stems. Like I said, sometimes I use my X-Acto knife. It's because I had it in my hand. It's fine. You use whatever you have or whatever you want. Toss that line. And we are now going to put a white down. A white is our base. And then an orange on top. So I'm just going to put some glue on the top of the white. And right down that center again. And then I'm going to add that orange on. No, don't tip over. Really? A little top heavy. Okay, we'll set it aside. Yes. Because we're not going to be seeing the whites, we're going to wrap these. So you just, I think this is supposed to be like the fish eggs. I think. Okay, it stayed a bit better. I got it more centered. Let's try to see if we can center this one a little bit better. There we go. A little bit better. Okay, now we're going to take our crepe paper, that little crepe paper that we had when we made the sushi bowl. So it says it's 2.5 by 0.45 centimeters. So, but you know, their measurements, all of these little flowers are different sizes. So you can actually rely on their measurements, because their flower may have been bigger or smaller than your flower. Like one of my white ones is really big and the other white one is not. So my two are not going to be the same sizes of paper. Come on, stay up, you dang thing. It does not want to stand. Let me see if I've twisted. I think I've twisted that top. Let's see what I can do here. Get off my tweezers. I'm telling you, I spend more time fighting with glue. It still doesn't want to stay. Well, this happens, and right now I just need to stop messing with it because I'm gonna like tear it apart. So I'm gonna measure the height. No, I'm not. What I'm going to do is I'm going to measure the height of my white one, because we want the white to be covered, but we want the yellow or the orange to sit on top of this paper. Like, so that is, yeah, we go about 0.45. So okay, so I'll go 0.45 down, but I'm not gonna cut out a length. I'm just gonna kind of wrap it until I don't need to, and then I'll cut it the remainder off. So I'm just gonna give it a start. When we worked with the crepe paper before, I said it cuts with you can cut it with a X-Acto knife, but it kind of bunches up. Because if you know how crepe paper is made, it's got a whole bunch of little wrinkles in it. And so the X-Acto knife kind of like wants to pull at those wrinkles, and it doesn't make a really smooth cut. At least I can't get it to make a smooth cut. Maybe you can, and that would be great. I just have trouble with it. So I just mark my space with the X-Acto knife, but then I go ahead and finish cutting it with scissors. So okay, how am I gonna do this? I think I'm gonna I don't know how I'm going to do this, folks. This is part of the fun, is figuring out new ways to handle things. Okay, first of all, I'm going to take that big glop there off. Remember, because the little flower things are not flat, so it's not like you can just line it up. So I'm lining it up with the bottom of the orange so that the white doesn't show. And then we'll go from there to see if I need to trim the bottom or not. I'm not sure. Hit some glue on the other side. And I need to touch on that back side because I didn't stick any there. For my edges. And I'm just going to snip the excess off, and then whoop, make sure that those edges are down. I don't think the crepe paper is going to come flying off. I just don't want the orange piece to come flying off. So, yeah, there, okay. So see, it's now just a little eggy. I think that's like the fish eggs on top of the seaweed wrapped rice, I believe. For not eating sushi, I kind of don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just guessing. Okay, so we're gonna just, the same one that we used before because we had extra. I don't have to measure again. And this one is smaller, so it's not even gonna take as much. I'm just gonna, line it up on the bottom of that orange. That's what I wanna do. This one's making me work a bit. And then I'm just going to cut off the excess. And just make sure that those ends are down. And I don't know what they're called, but we have our second little one. So we're going to put that, hold on 1 second, on okay, I wanted to see which one of the plates. I couldn't tell which plate they wanted me to use, because one's slightly lighter, one's slightly darker. I don't think it really matters, honestly. So we're just going to put these two onto our plate. That's it for this step. Okay. So I'm just going to put 2 globs of glue here. And hope that they stay where I put them. Alright, we have 1 plate completed. Alright, set that down in our little container so I don't bump it. Let's do the next one. So we need, I'm going to look what 16 is. C16. Because there's a couple different yellow things in here. I just don't want to cut up the wrong one. Yeah, it's that big, it's just the big piece of rubber. I don't, just a yellow block. I don't know, is that cheese? I don't know what it is. So it says 1 by 0.2 centimeters. So 1 centimeter. And you know, honestly, it's okay because we're gonna cut the rest of this up later, but I think they just want us to have enough for later. And it's so hard to see what I just cut because it's the yellow. So, it's a little small, but that's okay. That's okay, that's okay. Because we're just going to cut it up into little, just little chunks. I think it's supposed to kind of, I'm not sure it's supposed to be a grated. I think it's kind of supposed to be like, what am I trying to say here? Breadcrumbs, maybe? Does that make sense in the sushi world? Because I know we're going to use it later on some paper fish to coat the fish. This is just going to go on a little thing of rice, which is another white flour. So I don't technically know what this stuff is in the real world. So we have one last white flour. So we're going to cut off one. So there is another end here. So I'm going to put this back in the container, and then we're just going to cover the top with glue here. Not with that glob of glue though. Okay, and then we're just going to put some of these shavings or cuttings. Whew. On it. Now that was like way too many. I maybe. Oh goodness. It shows it like just covering the top, and I've only got like 3 pieces on here, and the top is covered, but it shows like a whole bunch. Of course, now my glue nozzle is going to take everything off. So I'm going to stick a little bit more glue, see if maybe I can get a few more pieces to stick on there, because they're not supposed to like be uniformed or anything. It's almost like they just kind of shook it over the top of the rice. A lump of glue on my, I knew that was going to stick. Okay, some of this is just tiny work. Tiny work, tiny work. That's the point of miniatures. Okay, so we've just got, I don't know what it is, but it's something. What is white sticking out? I had a little ball from the flour that was not attached anymore, but it was sticking like right in the center. Glue. Oh yeah, okay. Oh yeah, and then remember, should be done on the flatter side. Now remember those 2 little red pieces of the, or orange pieces of the orange flowers that we cut off? Those 2 little small pieces? We're going to put those on the top of this. So they're right here on my cutting mat. Stick. Oh, the joy of glue. You do have to clean off tweezers every once in a while, and sometimes I forget about that. So I was thinking, no, the glue will grab it. Well, not always. Sometimes the glue on your tweezers is a bit stronger. Okay, so those two are just going to go on top. And it's going to tip over because it's top heavy. That's okay. I'm not going to fight it because we're going to take this black crepe paper again. I think this is the last time we're going to use it, but we'll see. We're going to take it 1 by 1. So we just need a little square. 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter. So we'll cut that way. And then we'll bend it. No, don't do that. And then 1 centimeter this way. Which was just about half. Anyways. And I'm going to stop making such a mess. Clean as you go, right? That's what they say, clean as you go. So we're gonna fold this corner to corner, so like a triangle. But we just kind of want to fold it a bit because, oh, I knew I should have done this before. We've got one last plate to cut out. That's our sign, and that is our battery holder. Those are the last two things on the cardstock, along with this last plate. Now sometimes I'll just, oh yeah, there's 3 plates, but it calls for 2. I know it's going to call for the 3rd. Sometimes I'll just cut them all out, especially if there's nothing similar to it, especially when I'm getting back down towards the end of, you know, cuttable things. But then there's times I don't. I just go with the flow, go with what they tell me to get ready, and just get ready each piece as they say. So it just kind of depends on my mood or how my hands are working. You know, if I want to do the extra work now or do it later. It just depends. Do it as you like. Now, I say it kind of as you get towards the end and when there's things that don't look like it, because they have a number. Everything has a number in the book and on the paper, but it's not on the piece itself. It's like next to it. So if you cut this out too early, you may not remember when it calls for, you know, C1-33. Well, what is C1-33? It's not in your papers. You know, you can't find it in your papers. It's because you've already cut it out and it's sitting on your mat somewhere. So I'll do it as I get down towards the end sometimes. But anyway, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take, now it says to put this on the plate first, but I don't want to put it on the plate first. I'm gonna do it how I think would probably be easier. I'm gonna put some glue in the center of this, because our little whatever we just made, our little rice with the yellow on top, is going to sit down in that. And then I'm gonna put a little, the excess glue is gonna hold some of the siding up. That's good. Okay. So I know that that's supposed to kind of be like the seaweed wrap, so it's a little seaweed wrapped whatever. And then we're going to put this on the plate. So I'm gonna squeeze a little glue out for it. Put it on. And then remember that second pile of green that we made for the wasabi, I believe it is? It wants some wasabi. So a little bit of glue. Please stay. Do not fall. And then some wasabi. Well, I need to either do a whole lot more glue or a lot less wasabi. Get this one on there. Yeah, I think that's good. We've got our second little plate here. These are going to go like on the lunch counters, so I will stick that safely in the Tupperware. And we are at an hour. Yeah. Doesn't seem like we've done a ton, but let me show you. These are the instructions, and we did a whole page. We completed this whole page in an hour, which is really good because there's a lot of cutting. And then, so the next video, let's shoot for this page, and then we're almost done. We have a few things to do, some bar stools, some placements, and then our lights. So we're getting there, folks. We're getting there. Thank you so much for hanging with me and getting through this build. I'm having a blast. Usually I sit here quietly with maybe some music or a podcast on. I'm enjoying talking. I'm talking through the process, and honestly it's helping me realize my process a little bit better. So again, thank you, and I hope to see you on the next one. So have a good rest of your day or evening, and be safe. Bye.